Today's video all about chop and prop on my Brugmansias. So I'm going to chop them down ready for winter, and I'm going to show you how I propagate them ready for next year. It is worth noting that Brugmansias can be propagated any time of year. You don't have to wait until now to get your collection even better. Now, if you've been on this channel before, then you would have seen this. So I actually did a challenge to see how big I could get a Brugmansia within 1 year. And this isn't it. This is actually it. So this is what we managed to achieve within 1 year. And now I'm going to cut it down. And yes, this plant has actually flowered. It hasn't given me an abundance of flowers, but it has flowered nonetheless. So if you want to check out that video, I'll pop a link down below for you guys to take a look at, see how we can get it as big as you can get it within 1 year. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty confident I could have got this plant even bigger. I haven't really given it much time and attention over the last 6 weeks or so due to some health issues I had about this time last year. So my appendix burst, and I'll keep going on about it. My appendix burst this time last year, and it's been a really tough year. However, I'm pretty confident I probably could have got this flowering if I give it a little bit more probably potash, time, love, and all that sort of stuff. But nevertheless, I have got it into a really good position ready for next year. So the best time to do this is any time before the frost come. I believe that we're riding a little bit here in the UK at the moment. We are having some cold nights, and we did have a touch of frost here in the Midlands just a couple of weeks ago. So the best time to do it is any time before the frosts. These are classed as an annual, so they won't do any good through the winter if they're not protected. Best time is now, so we're talking end of October, early November, but you can propagate them any time of year. So I'm going to show you what I do with mine and why I do it right now. So these Brugmansias actually flower above the Y, and the Y is simply this point just here. So I tend to take all of my cuttings from above the Y, just leaving this point here. This will be the new growth point for the plant. So everything above here, I will take into a cutting. Now a cutting can be anything, and I'm going to be controversial now, from 2 inches up to about 18 inches, depending on what you want. So I actually purchased one last year, purchased this plant, and it was about, I think it was around £20 for one 12 to 18 inch length stick. I chopped that in half, made sure I got my growth points correct, and I'll go through that. And I made 2 plants, right? So I've got this one and the slightly bigger one to it. So all my cuttings today are going to be above the Y, and I'm going to show you what growth points you actually want to be dropping them into water, and which ones actually won't grow if you drop that part of the plant in as well. Let's get into that. What I am going to do is go ahead and take off all the growth. I'll go into sectioning it up after this, but I'm simply going to use a sharp pair of scissors, snips, secateurs, knife, anything as long as it's clean and it's sharp, you can use. So this is the mother plant. I am going to store this plant just like this, because this year I've actually got the room to get it into my summer house. I didn't have this last year, and I did actually lose a lot of my Brugmansias due to my appendix bursting just before the first frosts. So this will be the mother plant ready for next year. If any growth comes up from here, I'll simply remove, and then I will let the crown grow from here, so we get a new standard style plant, if you like. The secret to these not dying over winter, the most important thing is there's no frost actually touching the plant, and the other thing is don't let it dry out. Watering these plants over winter is the absolute key to actually getting them to grow back from here and not here. But there's a real fine line between how much water you give them, so don't saturate them. In fact, don't give them much at all. You want to be giving them very little and very often. And also, if you haven't got the room, you can simply take cuttings off this stem as well, and these can become the actual flowers as well. And if you haven't got room to actually pop a plant like this away for the winter, you can actually make these into cuttings as well. Like I said to you, anything from 2 to 3 inches bigger, so you can make several different cuttings out of this as well, and then you can simply pop all your pots and stack them on top of each other if you're really short on space, and get rid of all these, and they'll grow again from the base. So onto the cuttings themselves now. So these are probably the simplest method that you will ever do. I simply drop mine straight into water. But at what point of the plant do you need to cut it at? Which bit of the plant needs to sit in water in order for you to gain roots? And that's what we're going to talk about now. So all these leaf nodes here, all these growth points, this is where all your hormones sits. So when you're cutting your Brugmansias ready for your new cuttings, you need to make sure you cut below a leaf node, and that is where you'll gain all your new root system from. So this one for me, I want a nice tall cutting. I'll take off the side shoots, any buds. I know it's a shame. You guys, I'm going to take the top off as well. You can leave them and you can do this a little bit later on, but I'm simply getting mine ready now. That is one. That could be 2 cuttings in all fairness. However, I'm going to drop that into some water and that's going to become 1. Most important thing now is get it labelled up correctly. I've got a few different varieties of Brugmansias at the minute, and I am murder for not labelling things up. So as I've got older, I'm a little bit wiser. So this label will go onto this. I actually am selling these at a good price. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know down below and we'll make it happen. So that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side as well. That was the other side, but as you can see, there's no hormone there. It actually sits here. So I know it's not the prettiest, but that will make a really nice plant as well. Let's take that off there, and that will grow. So I've got 2, and this is probably the longest one, so I'll take that off at that growth point there. That will still have a little bit of hormone in, so that will become 1 cutting. There's no hormone again there, so I'm going to take it off at that point there. Take that off, take that off, take the very tip out, take all the leaves off, any buds off, and then again, that's a really good cutting. You can either take it back to there, might just leave that on. So just out of that, what we had left, we've got 3 really decent cuttings ready to label up. And this is one that I actually did a couple of weeks ago. As you can see, a little bit smaller. That's probably sitting around 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches, and that's the root system that will grow on there. And that's all I simply do with mine, just drop them into water, and then you can plant these up at any point throughout the winter. Now, it is worth noting, these are quite susceptible for green fly, white fly, black fly, so just bear that in mind. As they're young, they tend to take quite a hit from aphids, so just bear that in mind. There is certain ways you can organically manage that. Fairy liquid, you can wipe that sort of stuff on, give them washes off, soap, all that sort of good stuff. But just be mindful of that. So then your next stage on is something like that. So that will go straight into multi-purpose compost. They are a very hungry, very thirsty plant. So through the growing season, of course, so make sure you give them plenty of food, plenty of water. This actually has some buds on. So I did this maybe 2 months ago, I want to say, and I'll show you the root systems through that. There we go. So that is it. So if you're like me and you want to grow your collection year on year, just use these few simple steps and I promise you, you cannot go wrong. So in my collection now, I have triple yellow, triple orange, yellow, pink, white, double pink as well, which is new to me this year. So I'm hoping to get some cuttings from that. I've also multiplied some tetrapanax, some rustiphina, amongst other things as well. So if there's anything you are interested in, then maybe I could get it posted out to you. Just let me know. But if you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out, and drop a comment down below, as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do. It's nearly time to pack the whole garden up, but I'm just going to enjoy it for a few more days yet. Till next time, we'll see you in the garden. You take care.